I want to take a look at some of the problems you're going to be facing that involve integer type word problems. Now normally your integers are going to be represented by the variable n. Now we can let that n represent any integer that we want. They're going to give you problems where you deal with, for example, consecutive integers. Now by consecutive integers, of course, they mean integers like 3 and then 4 and 5 and 6 and so on, because again, remember your integers are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and so on, along with -1, -2, -3, -4, -5 and on from there. So again, this is just an example of what consecutive integers looks like. Now they're easy enough to represent numerically. We need to be able to represent them with a variable. So if you were needing to represent, say, 3 consecutive integers, well, you would simply pick the first one to be n. The integer after n, again remembering that integers are 1 apart, the one after n is n plus 1. The one after that is n plus 2. So that's a way to represent 3 consecutive integers. Now you will at times be asked to represent not consecutive integers, but consecutive evens. By consecutive even, they mean values like 2, 4, 6, 8, and so on. Again, letting n be the first one. Note that these integers are 2 apart, so n plus 2 would be the one after that, n plus 4 would be after that, and etc. So if they said that the sum of 2 consecutive even integers is, say, 22, we would say n plus 2 equaling 22. And from there we could combine our like terms, subtract off the constant, divide, and we would see that the values that they're looking for are 10 and 12. And oddly enough, your consecutive odd integers can be represented in a very similar fashion. Your odds are 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, etc. And again, if we pick n to be the first one, your odds, just like the evens, are 2 apart. So if n is the first one, n plus 2 is again the next one, n plus 4 is the next one, and so on. So if they said that the product of 2 consecutive odds, we would say n, times n plus 2 equals, and let's say that product is 99, then that's how we would set up the equation. Now, of course, this equation is something more than what we want to try and solve right now, but again, our fundamental point being right now trying to understand how these setups are going to work. And with your integer problems, they are among some of the easiest to set up, and hopefully this procedure will get you through that type of problem.